Hey guys, Jay here, and welcome to the future of gaming. As you can see on the screen here, well, it is arguably not really entirely exactly the future of gaming. However, the gaming industry is going toward this direction on the screen where there is no gameplay, that you have to control yourself, more like watching whatever happened on the screen, right? And of course, there are certain elements that might not be very pleasant to see for a lot of people in these kind of games, and I am going to show you just real quick. For the record, I did not pick this game specifically to showcase anything. If you are, curious about what this game is, it is named God's Raid, right? And it's just a random game that I see the ad on my Facebook page. Yes, I still use Facebook as most of the Asians people. We don't use X/Twitter. Anyway, this is probably the prime example, or at least a very standout case of what most games looks like nowadays quantitatively. First of all, you set something up. In this case, one of the very popular genre is you set up a team of couple of heroes slash characters, and then you either have them fight in turn with an auto button on, right? Or you just watch them fight on the screen, of course, with auto button on again. And yeah, it is sad, isn't it? From what I am showing so far from this screen, we can see, by the way, this is a pop-up of the packs that you can buy. This is the currency for Malaysia, by the way. I used to live in Malaysia for a few years. This Google account that I am using to play this game is made in Malaysia, so it still showed me the Malaysian currency here. Anywho, this is the first thing I want to show you, right? A pop-up pack that is time limited with a big number of percentage, right? Fear missing out at its best. Second, free reward, right? For just hanging out in the game. So if you leave the game online for a certain amount of time, you will gain certain reward. And then they take that to the next level. They want to milk every single bit out of the so-called free-to-play players by adding this shit. You can see the symbol over here. It is watching an ad, right? You can, of course, choose to buy a pack here. This is around about 15 bucks, I think, to skip all the ads for 30 days. So that pretty much is like a pay to a subscription base for the game in a month, or you have to watch the ad physically yourself, right? How it works, it is will show a random ads called Dragon Perfect. Yeah, and you pretty much are milk, even though you are not literally paying any cent, any dollar, whatever the currency to the game. You still are milk for your ads watch time. And they specifically makes you watch the ad for at least around 30 seconds. That is the second thing, right? Second layers. And as you can see here, it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. This is not something that is exclusively to this game, but it actually in a lot of games now today, which is kind of sad. Second thing, packages. This is a shop, and the thing that you see with a very pop-up color is, again, the huge number in percentage of values. Look at this. 1,140% This is, I think, around 120 bucks, right? So the more you purchase, the more value they say you are getting. By the way, from my experience of years of playing and also stupidly spending in this kind of games, I know it might, trigger someone. It might be insulting to someone to call this behavior stupid. But personally, as someone who did it for quite a long time and for an extensive amount that right now I fully regret, right? It does have a bad impact on my life to a point that I regret it wholeheartedly. And I would not wish anyone would make the same mistake. I would call this one stupid. Anywho, these are all worthless, by the way. You get this hero, okay, the border indicate that it's shiny and strong, but then you need to have multiple copies of it in order to upgrade the heroes. And it's super hard to have them in the game. And even if you like buy a lot of summons, right? So summons are random. Even if you already have like 0.01% chance to get this kind of hero, you need to also, if you are lucky and you get the random chances to get the tier of the hero that you want, the rare tier, then you also have to beat the odds between multiple of the same tier of heroes, right? If that makes sense. And it is a very low chance for you to actually upgrade it. So most likely, whenever someone comes to a game like this, if you intend to spend money, and if you are a whale, you probably buy this one. And then, of course, later you will buy more shit in order to upgrade it. Because it's just mostly impossible, statistically speaking, to get upgrade for it in the game, right? Multiple kind of packages. This is the free one. I already take the free one for re-rolling for this game. So you do not see it, but there are a bunch of red dots everywhere. They just want you to check out all the pages that they have things to sell. All of them. Of course, Battle Pass, not only one Battle Pass, Level Pass, World Pass, Chaos Pass 2. Jesus, this means that they are going to add Chaos Pass 3, 4, 5, 6, and whatever the number it might go up toward. It is infinite, right? Because they just can't create out of thin air everything. Packages, huge number again, something that is free, which basically is worthless, and then they make sure you go check out these pages because you don't want to miss out on all the free stuff that they are giving away. When everyone have it, it is not free. Fuck it, it's not free. This is resources in the game, right? If everyone can have it, it's not free gifts in any means. All right. Next part. We are just done with the packages, and I didn't even go through every single one of them. Look at this. 3,000 bonuses. Big boy numbers. Big boy numbers. Now we get to the secret shop. It refreshed and it will just give you a random packs of gifts again that you can buy by money. Also, it gives a little bit tiny amount for free, right? Like 10 energy in order to fight a couple of battles in order for you to check it out. And then you will see a big percentage number here. Of course, next one, shopped. So you still have shop. This one actually is a free shop in the game. However, the amount of currency to spend there, this is premium currency that you buy with money and very limited, by the way. Nobody in the right mind will be stupid enough to buy this kind of shit, even though they are playing this game. Well, you got the idea. Events. This is check-in events, which is okay. right? It they try to keep you play the game. Oh well, that is fair for me. I have no complaint on it. Uh, but yeah, the thing that you are seeing here, first bonus. Well, as you can see, I didn't get it because I did not recharge anything, but it is worth 10,000, more than 10,000 of diamonds. And if you purchase something for like $1, you will get this for free. Well, it's just a way to pretty much lure someone who don't really want to spend in the game, right? But if they spend once, the the information that you use to pay for the purchase, even though it's a tiny one, it's there. So the next time there's something that with very high value there, they will make sure it pop up to you. You see it, you say, okay, I already spent like $1 on this. It doesn't, harm anyone if I spend another two, right? And yeah, just like that, they lure you into buying more and more every time. And because the information is already remembered, it is easier after the first purchase that you've made. So this is another thing that just want you to pay for the game. Next one, as you can see here, time gated banner. If you play a gacha game, you are no strangers to it. In this game, they even have two separate kind of characters to collect, which are the gods and then the heroes. And this is a hero limited banner. This is a god limited banner. And of course, they will keep adding more and more characters in the game. Chances are the next one will be stronger than the previous one, so you have way more incentive to spend in the game to acquire the new stronger stuff, and then you can continuing to be on top, basically. Right. Why is this the future? Why is almost everything, almost every game quantitatively right now is like this? It's just because there are more Asians than Westerners. Yeah, it's simple as that. To explain further, well, first of all, Asians are especially kind of my generation. I was born in 1991, so I'm a boomer, by standard boomer. And around this time, we are in our 30s, which is the prime time to be working in kind of any industry, except for me, myself. I am jobless right now, which is an absolute loser. But yeah. Anyway, the people who are making the games right now are the people around my age, around my generation. They are from Asia, and our exposure to gaming in the early stage of our childhood is much different than for people from the West around the same age. In the West, you experience, going to places like, I would say, GameStop, I believe, stores that sells actual licensed game, right? And then you play it. If it's good, for example, Diablo 2, just a godly game, you have a great time, almost forever. Here, well, let's just say the average kids in the 90s in Asia will not have the same time when they first are exposed to, say, a gaming device like a PC or like a Nintendo. Kids in the West and maybe in Japan, because Japan back then was way more developed than other countries in Asia, they have exposure to gaming devices to their own. They can own the devices and they can play it much earlier than the average, I would say, Asians. My country is Vietnam, probably is even later than China and later than Korea. So we do not experience the same kind of game when we first get into gaming, right? The first kind of games that I personally are exposed on, first of all, is the regular like Age of Empire, Warcraft 3, StarCraft 2, Diablo 2, but they are not mine, if that makes sense. Oh, in my experience, I back then when we skip school sometimes, uh, and try to find money somewhere, we go to places called, I would say, internet cafe, but minus the cafe. There's just computers there with internet connection, maybe some in the early stage even without the internet connection. They are already installed with these kind of games: Age of Empire, Warcraft, StarCraft, Diablo, and we play there. We don't own the game. The next time we can be there and play the game, let's just say Diablo 2 as an example, we have to save the file of our character in the device that we do not own, and chances are the next time we are there, it is already ruined by someone else who rent the computer at the who plays at the same computer in another time. So it is chaos, right? We do not have the same kind of experience as the Westerners who, or the people who own the game themselves as a kid. And then when we actually are exposed to online games, they are all already pay to win games. 100% of them are pay to win from the get go. That is why that is the norm for most Asian. And then, because it's the norm, now if we see stuff like this, it's not like we don't understand it's bad. It's not like we don't understand there's dog shit kind of monetization here. It's just we we don't care, to be honest. And because we don't care, right? The Asian, which is the majority of the population, don't care about it, while we still pay the same amount, we still consume the same game. So quantitatively, the majority of gamers do not give a shit about pay to win, battle passes, whatever. We don't give a shit. We just play it. If we like it, we play it. If we want to, if we really like it, we will pay a lot for it. It's just the cultural difference at this point, I would say. But more, if it's more correctly, I would say it is consumer behavior, right? Because technically we are buying a product and then we are trained by the companies to think in a certain way about certain product, games in this case. My throat start hurting, so if I do not sound clearly, please do excuse me. Anywho, most of the games right now are also made by China or Korea. Some of them are made by Japanese, and some, I would say very few Western studios that you can think of. The good thing is there are new upcoming indie studio that, because right now we are being let down by a lot of AAA studios in a lot of cases. So we pay more attention into indies games company, and thus it gives opportunity for quite a lot of exciting innovation, I would say. However, the majority of the games are currently being made, being shit out all over places, are still made in China, made in Korea mostly, and they are always pay to win. They are mostly on mobile as well, so chances are you don't even know about it, but because people keep shitting it out and it continues to deliver the result, right? The result the companies care about is, after all, it's just money, right? So if they get profit from it, and they get massive fucking profit from it, by the way, It's not like a little bit amount of profit. It is a huge, huge amount of profit. Looking at a lot of games like Genshin Impact, uh, it was a little bit back. Right now, I think it's Wuthering Waves, right? I personally do not really want to get back into this kind of game right now. If I have a lot of time, I will choose to play stuff like PoE, League of Legends sometime. Diablo 4 is actually getting better. However, the Season 5 currently in the PTRs looking dog shit again. And so, who knows, who knows? We can never really trust Blizzard for too long. Sometimes they do something very good. The last season, Season 4, I got into the game. It was pretty good. But Season 5 is looking horrible already. And as a new player to Diablo 4, I can already see a lot of problems that, to my perspective, is super fucking obvious. But some way, somehow, there are very simple solution to it. But Blizzard, as a company, refused to fucking fix it the simple way. Well, it is a complicated situation, I would say, because yeah, if the devs just simply listen to the players, if they just follow the players' idea, and right now it is super easy to get ideas out there. There's YouTube's X. If an idea is good or it is agreed by a lot of people, chances are it will go viral or trending or something like that. So the developer definitely fucking knows it. It's just the issue that they don't really want to listen most of the time because they think they know their stuff more than people. And so it will continue to be a cycle of developers do not listen to the community because of the two reasons. First of all is their ego. Second of all, the numbers don't lie. Financially, most people actually don't care. The people who voice their opinion on the internet, let's just say Asmongold, right? He is a super super famous YouTuber slash Twitch streamer. I'm a big fan of him. He is my favorite streamer ever, by the way, even though I only watch the YouTube stuff. But it has been like 5-6 years, and I think I watch pretty much every single clip of him, even the 4 hours one where he plays fucking the survival game that is mining stuff. I forgot the name. Galactic something, Galactic Survival something. Yeah, yeah. So you got the idea, right? Let's just say Asmongold as an example. He is quite vocal about the state of the gaming industry, or at least he reacted to a lot of stuff that is revolving around the state of the gaming industry and also the future of gaming and also the current state of gaming and also the dramas of gaming. So we all kind of know his opinion, right? I would say if every single one in the millions and millions of followers that is having on all platforms, Twitch, YouTube, you name it, even if every single one of them agree with his opinion and they all voiced the opinion, fuck it, if we apply that to every single player or people out there who plays the game, it's just this very small number. That massive of a community in fact doesn't share exactly the same kind of viewpoint, right? But even if they do, if it doesn't transfer into actual consequences financially for the companies, there will never ever be any changes toward our idea, right? Even though I'm an Asian, uh, right now I would say I lean more toward the average Western ideas about gaming. Uh, Maybe it's because I watch Asmongold too much, so I kind of get affected by him in a way. But yeah, maybe also I experienced the bad things of the gaming, especially the gacha gaming industry, right at the moment. Not right at the moment, actually, somewhere in the past, right? And yeah, personally, I think it's bad. But my opinion doesn't matter. Your opinion doesn't fucking matter as well. What matter is the wallet. To be fair, if we cannot make the, yeah, I don't really see any way we can change that. It is inevitable, as I said in the couple of first sentences in the video. It is just inevitable, right? Eventually, when I would say when Blizzard is falling over, right? They will release this kind of gacha games. I can guarantee you, right? They will release these kind of gacha games in order to milk out as much as possible. It's just so easy to do. They already have the art of all the character in Warcraft. It's super fucking easy to make a turn-based game, a idle game, strategy game around any theme that Blizzard is owning at the moment. PoE, I would say right now is still in a very young company, and we can kind of sense the core of the company is still very indie-ish, right? So they are very passionate about games, but when eventually people will grow older, right? Chris Wilson, Mark Wahlberg, Jonathan Roger, the big boys who runs GGG. If they step down at some point, who knows? Then what is the next part of the next owner or CEO of the company will drive the company towards. Maybe they will add pay to win to PoE. Maybe PoE got power creep to some point where they actually just decided to put a shop into the game and sell power there. Who knows? I do hope that is not going to be very close future. And yeah, it's just a random rant while waiting for new things to happen. Right now, it's funny enough, I just recently see a video that I have watched like 3 months back from Talkative Try, saying that this is going to be the year for ARPG players. And so far, Last Epoch launch has been questionable. There's some good and a lot of bads to it. Diablo 4 is questionable. Season 4 is okay, but it's just for a little while. But then, right now, the things that we are seeing on Season 5 on Diablo 4 is pretty much dog shit, right? And PoE has the worst ever leak of all time, even though it is a super big update that they are doing. Well, we'll see if this is actually truly the year of ARPG players. I hope that I can have a much better PoE league next time. I hope that in a few days, when the Last Epoch comes to the new cycle, it is going to be awesome cycle. Because yeah, I bought the game and I want to play more of it because I already paid for it, right? So yeah, just a random rant again. Let's hope there is something more in line to do in this channel from the beginning. Pretty much is it has always been about PoE, and I branch toward a little bit more of other ARPGs, but mainly still PoE. Problem is the PoE league died too soon, and there is a huge gap in between, which result in me trying out this kind of bullshit. Well, because I don't think I have anything better to do right now. I'm burnt out of PoE for months already. I'm burnt out of Diablo 4 for a few days already because I have leveled up level 100 on all the characters. And when I look back at the other builds that I can do, because I really like to try other builds, right? The thing is, it's very easy to respect in Diablo 4 if you have the gold, and I did have the gold because I joined the trading scenario. I flipped a bunch of items there. I do have a video, specifically introducing the concept of flipping in Diablo 4. This is the way that I make a lot of money in Diablo 4. So I have the goal to do anything I want, right? So I kind of respect a lot of builds, and to be fair, most of them, the majority of the skills are in a very bad state. Super bad instead. In fact, my most enjoyable builds in Diablo 4, I know I'm ranting in multiple topics at the moment right now, but my most enjoyable build so far in Diablo 4 is probably Frozen Orb with the necklace that make it cast the conjuration skill, which is the Hydra, the Ice Blade, and then the Lightning Lance, Lightning Spear. Right. That feels the best to me, but to push the end game, it's absolute dog shit. It hits a massive brick wall, massive, that literally I cannot progress, even though I can buy all the gear that I want. Literally, I can buy perfect gear with it, and it's not going to be as strong as a, I would say, half well done barbarian. And so, yeah, I hate that. I really hate that. There's a cheesy way to do the barbarian. I mean, the Diablo 4 sorcerer. You can currently still have a permanent flame shield, so you can always be immortal, but that is not a build. That is just trying to abuse something that is broken. I don't like that. Right. So I do hope that in the leftover time, Diablo 4 developers can wake the fuck up and actually balance the game. I would not say correctly, but acceptably, to a point where we do not need to insult their intelligence for their balancing decision. I'm not trying to be toxic or anything, but that is actually absolute fact. And it is well known to this point that the balancing in Diablo 4 is so goddamn dysfunctional. It's just sad, right? It's just very sad. I don't understand how internally things work there, but it is what it is, right? So, yeah, I think I have rambled enough. It's already 33 minutes. Holy shit. Well, anyway, probably nobody is going to listen to me rambling for that long. So until next time, please, hopefully the next video is going to be about a good ARPG in a good state, by the way. Peace.